Welcome. In this video we're going to do a quick skinning of this character, and once we've done that we'll do some painting some weights. So let's first of all make sure that all of the bones here are all aligned carefully. I'm just checking to make sure that let's just make sure that we know what we're talking about. So let's go to skeleton, orientate joints. And orientate joints, the first one, which is the root bone, always has to be orientated to the world. So we'll just fix that one. All right, let's move to this one and we'll orientate this one, and all of its children are orientated X, Y, Z, and we'll orientate that. And let's just check that just to make sure that the character is in the right direction. So X is going down the line, Y, Z. All cool, all cool, all cool. And this one's actually working out quite well. Generally, this one sometimes sort of gets a bit corrupted, and so that looks okay though. And let's just make sure this one, let's go skeleton, orientate joints, and we'll just do this one to the world because I don't have a head end. Usually what you do is you have a head end. Let's just apply that just so as it's orientated to the joint world, just so as it makes it it'd be nice to be orientated to the wall, which is not. But anyway, that's okay. That's fine. All right, so let's have a look at the descendants of this one, and let's just make sure that they look all cool. Not too bad. Not too bad. I think that's okay. So that means that size is okay. So let's have a look at the descendants of these guys, and I'm looking for the notice that the X is not facing down. This is the red line, needs to face down. So let's just X, Y, Z and its descendants and apply. That just sort of flips those and gets these guys are facing the right direction. That's all cool. Now let's do the tail as well, which is the last one. We'll just apply that. Cool. So that is the orientation in the joints, and I think we're good to go with that. All right. So let's just save the file just before we continue. Now what I'm going to do is, for this geometry, I'm going to unreference it, just so as we got access. I'm going to press 4 so we can see through it. I'm going to grab this guy and I'm going to select the root. Always select the root when you're going to skin. Now the skinning process is a number of skinning things we can do. I'm going to reset this. The one we're going to be looking at is the geodiscrete. I think this is the geometry voxel, or the volume within it. The other ones for our laptops don't seem to be working, so we're going to use that one. And maximum influence, I'm going to make it 2, just so to reduce the possible difficulties. Normalization will do interactive. That's all cool. So let's just bind that. And on your laptop it should take around about 40 seconds to do. Alright, so let's just do a quick check to see how that's bound. So I'll grab both of these and I'll just rotate those, which is pretty cool. The bum area worked quite well, but this section here is going to have to be fixed, and we're going to have to paint those weights. So we'll just check the knee. The knee's working really well. The behind the knee's great. We're going to probably have to play with those, and we'll just check these. Not bad. So I'm not going to have any problems with that. Just definitely need to do the hips. And let's have a look at this, what this does. As you can see, that is absolutely dodgy. Alright, so let's go into painting the weights. So with your character selected, you come under rigging, and it's this button here, which is paint weight tool. Now if you don't see it, you can double click on here and you can get all of the tool settings over here. So let's just go to the hips and we'll press, let's press 4, 5. If you press 5, it will actually give you the picture of the actual weights that each of them work with. So say for example the hip, which is this guy here, is going to influence all of this area. So if the hip moves, it will move everything. And the hip definitely should not have any of this under area. So what we might do is we'll move to this spine, and the spine, to be honest, needs to hold some of this together. So what we're going to have a look at is the way you can paint. We can replace. I'm going to add, and the opacity is how much to add, and it sort of works with the value. So I'm just going to make that about 50%, and let's just see. So if I click on here, If you notice, it's a little bit like painting mud bikes. So if I click on here, this is the spine. Remember, the spine here is going to hold this together a little bit. So I'm just going to go under his bum, and we'll just come around. Now, we only actually need to do one side. So I'm just sort of going to add all of that to hold that together a bit more. Come back to my, going to go looking for my hips. So when I go back to my hips, definitely don't want anything here, but we'll work on that. The hips definitely need to be able to hold this section. So let's do left up leg. Now the left up leg is this guy here, and its influence. It really should not have any influence here. So if I go to the spine, we'll just add some more. Hips, I'm going to let the spine control that. If I come back left up leg, it got rid of that, but it's going to see how the left is affecting this side. We don't want that. So we'll just give the spine a little bit more. Left up leg, it's sort of got rid of something. At the back here, I think what we'll do is add some hip action, just to make sure the hips have lots of control to hold this part together so as it doesn't get too much influence by the left up leg. Nice. It's the left up leg is having a problem here still, so let's just add a little bit more. Now I'm only trying to get this side working. So this is my hips. The hips should not have very much influence in here. So let's go left up leg. Let's add the influence. The leg definitely has to have more influence. That's its area of influence. Okay, let's just go back to our hips and see that got rid of that. Got a problem here. Left up leg, we'll just say that you've got to influence that, but the spine, which is this one, we'll just add a little bit of that so as it sort of holds it together a little bit. So the hips, that got rid of the hips. Hips is okay there. Don't like how the hips are involved here, so left up leg, we'll just add a little bit more influence here because I want when that left up leg moves, I want it to affect some of this. Cool. All right, let's have a look at the left leg, which is pretty much this knee area. See this knee area? The knee area has to absolutely affect all of this stuff, which is all good, but it really should not affect so much up here. So what we're going to do is just in the left up leg, add more strength in this area, come down to here. See how it's got some effect, but not much, which is cool. Left leg, we'll just add some more there. So we're painting the influence of all of these bones. So this is remember this is the leg, the heel. So this is the heel area. Left leg will just have more effect on the top of that. And then the heel will affect that. That will probably work. And let's have a look at the toe base. Toes here. I don't like how the toe has so much influence there, so I'll go left foot and give you more effect here. Left toe. Don't like this, but that's all right. Probably okay. And left toe end. We'll just add a little bit more strength there. Oops, shouldn't have done that. Left toe. Just shrink the brush. Remember, B to shrink the brush, the same as Motion Builder. And we'll paint it. Now, people might be watching this and go, oh, that's not the way I would do it. And that's okay, because this is a very, forward and backwards. We might actually have to have a little bit of a play until it's actually working. And we might end up repainting the weights as we go. So that's the left leg sort of done, good enough. All right, so this is the spine. The spine too, I want him to have a little bit more effect here. So let's go B. So this is this one here. So I'll just say that this spine affects this area. If I move it to spine 3, you want to have, and you remember you're only doing one side. Just come back to 2. Go over to 3. All right, now we'll go to 4, which is this one here. So this is still the spine area, so we need to hold this section together. And we'll go to number 5. Now for number 5 is this section right here. So we'll just add its effect, so it's going to hold all that together. And we'll go left shoulder. Now left shoulder is in here. That's this guy here. So we'll just say you can do that. I've got a problem here, so let's go to the left arm and make sure we got more effect of the left arm. Quite like. Now the left arm, remember, is this guy here. So he needs to have some effector. Don't like this being affected by that bone, so let's just, whoops, not that one. Left shoulder, which is just in this area, that's probably okay. Left arm, remember it's this guy that's affecting this, probably shouldn't have so much up here, so let's just go here, add a little bit more. Alright, so this is this section here, and it should definitely have effect in there, so we're just going to add a little bit more effect around here. We'll move down to the hand. The hand definitely has to have full effect around this section. It shouldn't have so much up there, so I'm just going to basically, I'll press B to reduce it again. Want the bone above this to have full effect on all of these vertices. So come down to the hand, it comes down to there. Don't like how it's gone too far, so let's keep on going. So the middle, make sure that the middle has enough effect in there. Just go like that. And the left fingers. I'll do what I did last time, and that's just add a little bit of influence on the end. Cool. Alright, so that's pretty good. Alright, so let's, what do we got next? Next, this is the neck area. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of influence in that neck area. My head, now my head has to fully affect, so I'm going to paint full opacity in this head area as it moves the character around. Remember, I'm only doing one side. And probably that should be enough. Alright, and next thing we have to do, I think, is the tail. So let's have a look at what the tail's doing. So this tail end should not have any effect there. So I have to go all the way back to my hips. And my hips, I want full, and you could actually paint into the tail just to confirm that the tail does not have any influence. You do not have any influence. Come down to tail. So now that got rid of that, and we'll come back to adding half of it. So this tail here, joint, affects this part of the tail, which is cool. Next tail, that needs influence here. Remember, I'm only going to do this one side. Move to the next tail. And we'll go back to the tail. Yeah, I think that's alright. Move to the next one, which is this tail. Come back to this one, make sure that's right. That's fine. Now this is really rough. Now for those people who are watching this on YouTube, please be aware that this is a Year 10 student. He's not going for a professional standard. He's definitely just trying to rig his character for animation. Alright, so now I haven't got an ability to test this at this point in time. You can literally grab some of these and rotate it just to see how it's currently working, but really it needs to go into Motion Builder to play with the rigging to see, as you notice, that that's working pretty well. So the last thing I have to do in this video is to mirror the weights. So let's have a look at this. So we'll go to Skinning and Mirror Weight Tool. So the mirror weights, because my student has got him facing not in the X direction, he's got him in the Y direction, it's going to be a bit hard to do. So before we do this, I'm going to save, because I do not want to come back and muck it up. So this is the left leg, and this is the right up leg. And what I might do, just for the sake of it, no, I won't do that. I'm going to save it first, and I'm going to save scene as. So wolf skeleton underscore paint underscore weights, paint weights. We'll save that. All right, so now we've done that. We really want to go from his left side, which is positive x to negative y. So positive x to negative y, and we've got the yz in this case. So let's go apply and see how we go. All right, so with that, we just have to have a look. This is my left toe base. Let's have a look at the right toe base. Does it look the same? Left toe base, well, maybe. Left up leg. This is my right up leg, and if I look at my left up leg, does it look the same? So it looks like I was successful. Normally, I think it's X and Y. In this case, it's Y and Z, and so Mayer was clever enough to realize what it needed to do. All right, so that is painting the weights and skinning. So in the next video, what we're going to be looking at is taking this character over into Motion Builder, and once we're in Motion Builder, what we're going to do is we're going to set up a rig so as we can set up some animation. Okay, see you then.